Being a parasite is not that easy. You have to very be cold-blooded and always make your goals more and more complicated to get more and more resources. But to get there, you have to start somewhere. My day started with the beautiful beach, from which I went straight to the center of the map. After the attack of the evil guys, on the way I met a pack of wolves, which I quickly dealt with. I crafted myself some leather armor and went to go get resources to build my first house. The next hour I ran and farmed various resources and components. To do this is not easy, as I settled in the center of the island, around a lot of people, so it was necessary to farm very careful. There were quite a few loaded guys running around in the neighborhood who came running to me too. I had the double barrel blueprint, so I decided to craft and check the situation behind the doors. There was no one sitting outside the door, but just a minute later a very interesting character coming running. This guy gave me a 5 mole and river, and then angrily came me to again. There were not many components in the house, and scrap needed not enough, so I went to the water treatment alone and away mining the barrels. Resources in the inventory is not enough, so it was necessary to return the home. Not far away I heard someone cutting down a tree with a chainsaw and I immediately went there. On the knocked tree I put the ore for melting and went to the launch site. There were a lot of people around, so we had to be careful. After a busy farming of components, I returned home, put everything in the box and walking around on the branch of the first workbench a bit, and after that I decided to put a couple of gun trap of safety. It was necessary to expand the house, and the resources in the house were not enough, so I went to the extension of stone. After a good farm, I came home and started to improve my house. When I woke up on the next day, my house was in place and resources were in their boxes, in their places. It's time to go to farm components. I climbed on the roof and took a closer look at the area and what has changed in overnight. And then immediately went to the extraction of components. I went out on the road to poke some barrels and boxes. The road was relatively empty, and I decided to run to the water treatment, and on the way I scored on the launch site, from which I took out a lot of components, which I recycled enough to study a rifle and molly. I immediately went roaming around the area and came across a house with wooden doors. Returning home, I took a couple of molly and ran back to the house. Yes, the resources are not very much, but it's nice enough that I burned only one door. Running towards home, I noticed that overnight I built a neighbor, and he had a very high foundations, which I quickly decided to hollow out. I took all the resources and took them home, and by then I was joined my broken log. We took a SARS and went to the nearest raid sounds. The TC was unlocked. I logged in and found a couple of sleeping bags and immediately set me and my friend down. we did not understand until the end what we should do, and we decided to clean the area from uninvited guests, as there we more than a few, and then go home. After waiting for the neighborhood to calm down, we came home and immediately went to roam on their area. My friends stay alive. I quickly took the SMG and went back. We won a pretty good mix and took everything home. Then I decided to improve our house a little bit. But the time our nearest neighbors came in and started shooting with their AKs. So we decided to run in to see them.
Hazmačik по дороге бежит около металлической каты. Двое. Двое на хате.
We were close enough to the loot. I went home and took the satchels. We had to try to raid him. Unfortunately, we were a bit unlucky. The furnace was broken and we had no ladder. And because we broke the turrets, the owner managed to stand on the sleeping bag at home and close all the garage inside. We took everything we could get out of there and went home. For the next hour we ran around the neighborhood, looking for prey. Somewhere we were able to take something out, somewhere not so much. Then we noticed that our closest neighbor almost never comes off the roof, so we decided to become a real parasites and teach the roof campers a lesson. After that I decided to improve the house a little bit and put one primitive trap at the entrance. After I built the trap, some guys immediately came to check it out.
Ой, нет, нет, нет. Ну подожди, ну у меня не плавит. Ну да, я дофармлю здесь. Ну я ж по-человечески попросил, ну чё такого, ну дай дофармлю-то.
We also continued to disrupt the roof camper, but it was time to collect the magic stones. After a while, some invited guests come to us.
Что вы делаете, блин, а? Why you kill me?
When we heard the sound of the shot from the AK, we immediately went there. These guys were improving their house and putting up multi-DC, and we decided to try to stop them. The first attempt was not very successful, but we decided to go to back there.
Алло, сын ебаной проститутки.
It was not the last attempt, we are parasites after all. After that we went back there again. My friend notices that they had a mini on the roof, so we decided to steal it. Our fun was interrupted by a raid not far from us. We got equipment and went there. When we jumped into the area, it was already empty, but all the resources were in their places, and we began to look at around the house. There were already a lot of resources, but we decided to spend the knocked out satchels to blow up DC. We pressed all the necessary resources and went home. The anti-raid was very successful, but when we returned home, we noticed that our neighbor put on the roof of his house air defense and several turrets, and we, like a real parasites, decided to clean up. On the roof was not a few turrets and mini. Grenades were needed and not a few. We had made enough of a mess of everyone around us that we need to improve our house a little, so that we couldn't be raided quickly. When I put the extra buffers, I set about building the chute and the roof. While I was improving the house, at the same time our neighbor again put the turret on the roof, and I of course come to visit him. We have cleaned up the roof, but that is not all. We didn't leave these guys long, but well, get back to them. But for now, we remember that we will never been a guest of these guys, not far from the mining outpost. And I tell you this, to be a parasite is very profitable. this point, of course, we were shocked. My friend took all the sulfur and ran home, while I stayed there to break the boxes that were on the locks and take some more resources. The owners desperately tried to do something, but they have a little success. And then my friend tells me that our house began the throw C4s, and I had no choice but to die and stand up to defend our home. It seems like the end, but it was not. It was not expected, but we successfully repulsed the influx of neighbors. Raided us 5 people at least, but it did not end. After another round of rockets, we found out that our neighbors helped them in the raid, so we decided to blow up the copter on the roof first, and then something tastier. After I had crafted a lot of rockets, we got down to the main fun. When we fired about 40 rockets at their house, we ran closer to the house and continue raiding there.
Ой, вам хватит, что ли? Не, подождите, мы ж так не догов...
It felt like the whole server ran to the raid. These guys were sneaky enough. They knew they would not be able to defend their home, so they started to throwing away all their resources. I decided to blow up another garage door and see what was behind it.
Братан, иди сюда, иди сюда, ты, иди. Конечно. Блин, нет, пожалуйста, только нет.
It was not expected a lot of people. They ran from all sides, just enough bullets to get away from them.
Да я даже калаш не... Дайте дверь открою, поднимите дверь открою.
These guys kept coming out dressed from somewhere, and we decided to deprive them of the resources until the end.
Сейчас мы тебе сами, блядь. Сами двери откроем, блядь.
We did not want to leave them not a single resources, so we raided everything in our pass.
Иди сюда, иди сюда.
It looks like we took out everything possible from this house. The only thing left is to clear the territory of uninvited guests.
Где братишка?
Блять! Туда! Блять!
Well, the goals for the wipe were met. We were hated by the entire server, and we defended our name at Parasites. Roof campers were pushed in a harsh wipe by drilling their house through. We had a lot of resources and sulfur. To throw them away was a pity. Well, we decided to give them to some goody boy and finish the survival on this island. Thank you so much for watching this Parasite story all the way to the end. See you in the next video. Bye.